How's it going, everyone? I'm Sir James, coming at you guys with another lightsaber video, but not just any lightsaber video. Today I have something extra special in my hands, and no, it's not just a box, it's the contents inside. So what I have here is something that is done as a rare collaboration between NSabers, TXQ, Hewing's Workshop, and designed by the renowned Seven Chambers to give us this really cool limited edition Anakin Skywalker lightsaber. And yes, by limited edition, I do mean limited edition, as they only produced 200 of these on their site, which we'll see a little bit more later on in this review. Now, do keep in mind that for this, it only comes in one option, which is Prophy. And the most important thing to note is that no blade is included with this, as a blade wouldn't fit in this tiny little box here. But if you are curious, it will use a 7/8 blade, so if you already have one, you're good to go. If you don't, just make sure to order a 7/8 blade to go along with this. Now, if you are planning on getting this and you want to get a little bit more of a discount, you can use my discount code, which I have in the video description down below. Anytime that you use my discount code, not only do you save some money, but I also make some money, which goes towards supporting this channel and me being able to review cool stuff like this for you guys to enjoy. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a closer look around the packaging, and let's go ahead and see what's inside. So here is the box, and then on the other side, pretty neat image there. On the top there, we get Anakin Skywalker. NSabers, who made this video possible, so thank you, NSabers. Ooh, almost dropped it there. And one of the other collaborations. Now this box will slide out just like that. Go ahead and put this down over here. And on the top here, we have this little topper, which is of course providing some extra foam padding right on top there, revealing the contents on the inside. Now this is just one portion of it, which on the top is going to be your hilts and of course your blade plug, which is included. And then to get access to the other stuff, you will need to lift up the actual padding on top, which, mind you, there's a lot of weight to this because of the entirety of the hilt being made of copper, which is great. And then on the inside, you have the remainder of your stuff, which will include a charger. Now, on this particular chassis, which you'll see here in just a few minutes, which is extra special, doesn't feature a USB-C charging port like most of the hilts by TXQ. This particular one is going to have just one of those regular chargers, so you need to remove the battery, which removing the battery on this is very easy compared to some of the other ones that I've done in the past. You will of course get some gloves, so if you don't want fingerprints on this, you really want to treat it as that collector's piece, then I would recommend wearing some gloves when handling because of the chrome-like finish. On the inside, of course, you do get some extra grips and whatnot, and you do get an extra screw as well, because having extra parts for a lightsaber is always great. On the off chance something goes wrong or something goes missing, you have a backup. You do have one of your standard lightsaber stands. The stand isn't too crazy, which we'll talk about more in just a moment. And of course, how do you know it's a limited edition out of the 200? Well, of course, it has this thing right here, which is going to be your plaque. Now, let's see if my camera will even like this. Alright, let's try this again. It doesn't like it because of the shiny finish. There you go. You can kind of see it right there. Now, what I have here, just in case if you're unable to read it, it says Anakin Skywalker, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Limited Edition, which will have your number. In my case, it's number 5 out of the 200. A little picture of Anakin, and then over here on the side it says Hewing's Workshop, which is pretty neat. Now, the reason why I say the stand isn't as, crazy in my opinion, is because if you look at the stand here, it's a very generic one, nothing too crazy, is because I'm not really a big fan of this right here. Now, yes, it's a cool placement to put your your little tag there, but the problem is that it's laying face down. And if you're the type of collector who likes your stuff to be visually seen at a distance, then it's kind of hard to see it when it's laying flat. So my recommendation is to get an upgraded stand, something where you could have the tag display facing upwards would be the best case scenario. And that's just, again, my overall opinion on that subject. Of course, on the inside you also get this manual. The manual does a really nice job explaining everything on how to activate the music track, silent mode, which honestly I didn't really realize the Prophy had a silent mode, so I'm learning something new. I'm never an expert with Prophy, so all that fun stuff, and you are essentially good to go, which I'll be showcasing anyways. But let me go ahead and bring the hilt over. Now, some people might be commenting right now and saying, well, isn't this just a TXQ hilt with just a fancier chassis? And the answer is no, because off to the side here, I do have, I don't know if this is considered version 2 or not, but this is one I reviewed last year. This is one that's specifically done by TXQ with the heavier copper material that was done to it. So I have this one as a comparison with the one that comes in the collector's one. So first, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the collector's one right here. So here is the grip section with the CoverTech wheel. Here is the control box. Now, the control box is not going to be your activations or anything like that. So it's mainly your display. Now, to activate, right here, this is a button. This is going to be your main power button. And then over here, this is going to be your secondary button. So right there and right here. There's their bunny ears. And again, this will use a 7/8 blade. Right now the blade plug is not installed. And it has one retention screw, which is going to be just right here. So keep that in mind, which is why you have that extra screw to begin with. Now, before I bring the other one over as a comparison, let's go ahead and take a look at the chassis, because the chassis is also the other exciting portion of this. Now, again, do keep in mind that there's a lot of weight to this because of the copper material. So by sliding that off, we start to see part of our chassis. This one features this yellowish battery here. And of course, we have these metal components that are forming our chassis, which is really, really cool. But it gets even better once we slide it completely out, revealing the, of course, removable chassis. And then on the top features a crystal chamber right there. This one also has a kill switch for an on and off. And as I mentioned, this does not feature a USB-C charging port anywhere on this, so you will need to remove the battery. Now, of course, our Prophy board is going to be located right in here, which you push this hinge the opposite way and pull this out, which you can get access to your board. So if you need to customize it, you're good to go. But again, if you don't know how to customize Prophy, keep in mind that this does include over 20 lightsaber fonts. Now, to simply activate this, you will need to flip the switch on. We're going to do that again because I have it on the Anakin Saber font, so I'm seeing if we're going to get an Anakin quote here. Let's try it again. Oh, maybe next one. Alright, let's try it one more time.
Know what you will become.
That's what I was hoping to play the second time, but it's going to be randomized anyways. But like I said, it does have gesture controls out of the box, revealing our crystal chamber. So let me go ahead and pop this back in now that we are good to go. Keep in mind that this is only going to go in one way, so keep aware of the top here. You'll notice that one lip is a little bit raised, the other one is a bit lower. And just look on the inside and it's only going to go one way. If you don't see it fitting correctly, then you might have it backwards, so just be aware. And I'm pretty sure I have this done correctly. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do before I put in a blade, of course, is that I'm going to bring the heftier one that I reviewed last year by TXQ. So again, this is the normal TXQ one. This is the one that's done as a collaboration between all the ones that I mentioned earlier in this video. So just to make it clear, the one in my right hand, my right, whatever orientation the video is the collector's one. The one in my left hand is going to be the regular TXQ one, no collaboration. So a good indication would of course be the control box. You'll notice that the control box, including this gold piece on the side here, is much larger compared to the collector's one right here. Another indication too is of course the bunny ears. As you can see on this one here, it's more squared off there at the top, while this one is rounded. There's also subtle differences between the button. Now, another thing to also note is that on the normal one, from the older one, is that the control box is actually your control box. So your two buttons are located right here. These are not buttons, unlike the collector's one, where this doesn't do anything, and up here and here are the buttons. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this around. Differences there all the way around, including those little gold pieces on the side. Now these are both 7/8 for the blade style. Here's the bottom between the two. And even, I don't know what you would call these, this little, the detailing here. It's definitely a lot more raised, and you can feel it a lot more compared on the collector's one versus the previous one. But those are some of the differences between the two. So no, it is not the same hilt. This is 100% a new hilt that came out for this collaboration. And between the two, I much prefer this one. Not because it's got the fancier chassis. The chassis to the side, just focusing on the hilt in general, I like this hilt a lot more compared to this one. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and bring a blade over and fire this up. That way I can show you guys. Now, if you are curious, does this include any special like saber fonts? Are you getting anything cool or extra from this? And the answer is no. It's going to be your standard TXQ saber fonts. I'm trying to figure out what I did with my retention screw, or not the retention screw. My little Allen key there. I thought I had it in my pocket, but I must have put it down to the side there. Alright, and we're just going to tighten that up, and our blade is good to go. So let's go ahead and turn off this main light. So right now the font that I have it set to is on the Anakin Skywalker saber font. So yes, it does include an Anakin saber font by default for an Anakin hilt, so you don't have to worry about adding anything. As I mentioned, this button, actually right here, just below the bunny ears, is going to be the primary button, like that. And then this one here is going to be your secondary, so doing like special selections and whatnot, of course blaster and all that fun stuff, which I'll be demonstrating here in just a moment. And as I mentioned, it also has a gesture control, so twist on, twist off. There you go. You gotta get the twist off just right, and then you are essentially good to go. So let me go ahead and scoot this little table out of the way. That came in handy, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and, like I said, start with the Anakin font. Now also do keep in mind that all the fonts do typically come with some kind of soundtrack if you needed to activate that, which I'm not going to because of copyright reasons. Is to simply, when the saber is deactivated, hold down the main button and then let go. Music will play. Music will play while the saber is ignited as well. So again, many options there. Now this feels really good in the hand, and then just as a comparison, holding the other one, I mean, like literally just the control box alone makes a large difference, because the control box on this one is a little bit larger versus this one here. much more smaller, much more narrow, and it just feels a lot more comfortable. Like I said, that secondary button, and then you press as you clash. Oop. Hit the tail. We'll see what happens when I put it close by. But it also shows the durability of the blade. In fact, this is one of the blades that I am using that I've gotten from TXQ, if you were curious. So next up, let's go ahead and just cycle through some fonts and take a listen and spin.
General Kenobi.
Actually, no, that was Anakin a second ago. But that one's a blue, so let's go ahead and go to... Actually, no, we'll go back to blue. So let's see what you need to do in order to change colors. So we're going to start with the secondary button, the main. Oh, there you go. I got it right the first time. This will be your cycle mode, so you can go ahead and switch to the different colors. Go ahead and pick, let's see, this orangish red. Oh. There you go. Oh. I went into battle mode. Battle mode, for those of you who don't know, is where instead of pressing the button to go to the saber deflection, it will automatically do it, so you can kind of like go with the theme a little bit. You know, for example, let's see, how do I deactivate that? Nope, that's not it. I don't remember how to deactivate it, but it is in the booklet, so keep that in mind. So like I said, when the saber is on, press the secondary button first, then the main power to go into the color cycling mode, and then after that, press the main power button again to lock it in place. Next up, let's go ahead and cycle through a few other ones.
Kenobi. Kenobi.
We got our Darth Maul there. In fact, I don't even have to look to deflect. Dang. Must be one with the Force already.
I can see him in my mind's eye.
Never get tired of doing that. I'll still do that until the day I die. Let's see. There you go, classic one there. Let's see.
Remember, a Jedi can feel the Force flowing through him.
Actually, I did a second ago when I was deflecting without having to look.
Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them.
Now, of course, certain fonts will have quotes. Other fonts may not have quotes, may just have something else for like a Force effect.
Tell me, is this training?
My training? No. Always training. The universe is a dark path we walk.
I know. There's no other way out.
Let's see.
The Emperor. I have to stop him.
Ooh, I got close. Went straight to the music already.
No joy in this victory we shall find.
Too many killed on both sides.
Now, if you are curious, what will the actual crystal chamber match with the actual blade? Let's go ahead and check that out right now. I didn't actually double check that prior to this. It should match with the blade. So right now we're on a Lightsaber font, which is green. So which means that when we activate this, the crystal chamber should be green as well. Let's go ahead and test it out. Unfortunately, because there's no buttons on here to press, I can't manually do it. So the only thing I can do is just activating gesture control. So 3, 2, 1. So yes, the crystal chamber will match the color of your blade.
You did your best.
At least I think I did my best. Alright, let's go ahead and see how this goes once again. believe if I'd done it like so. So there you go, there's your answer. Your crystal chamber will match whatever color your main blade is going to be, whether it's one of the saber fonts there, or if you went and switched the color. So even if you chose like a pink, the crystal will also be pink as well, and then you are set. I mean, I didn't think it was that funny. Hey, look at that, we actually removed the battle mode on it. Nice. Never get tired of that one. We'll go ahead and cycle through a couple more here. Let's see. My favorite one. I never get tired of that, that's for sure. Let's see.
What is Teen Seats?
Luke Skywalker.
Let's do the Darksaber.
I am told it is the Darksaber.
And 3, 2, 1. Because the Darksaber's got a unique sound to it.
I'd put that on ice if I were you.
Actually, I could use some ice right now. It's a bit warm tonight, that's for sure. So, overall, it feels great in the hands. And honestly, I didn't have any issues. I have no cuts or scrapes on anything. So, everything is basically as it should be as far as a lightsaber goes. But yeah, overall, I think this is a really cool collaboration between these companies. If there's one thing that I really like when it comes to a lightsaber community, is it's always cool to see when people get together and do some kind of collaboration. I feel like it brings the community closer even more, and it's something that everyone could enjoy personally. Now, I don't know if there's any plans if they're going to be doing more collaborations in the coming future or not, or maybe this is just a test to see how things work. Maybe it's a one-time thing, I don't really know. But personally, and this is just maybe me, I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I would like to see more stuff like this. I mean, I'd totally be down to see more collaborations between these companies, or maybe even other companies. Like I said, we have a sweet Anakin lightsaber hilt here. I think something that would go great with this, and again, just I'm spitballing here, but I think if you did like a collector series for a Obi-Wan lightsaber as well to go with this for that Star Wars Episode 3 moment, I think would be fantastic, especially if people were to get these signed as well to make that collector's saber even more special. I think would be a really good way to go about it. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like I said, if you are interested in this, I have a link to the product in the video description down below. You are able to use my discount code to save some money, and I'll make some money as well. But best of all, you guys are getting a discount as well for something that's already a pretty solid deal. Because personally, when it comes to a lightsaber that's got a chassis like that with metal components and stuff like that, I've seen stuff like that on the market, and some of the stuff can be either really expensive, like depending on how deep the rabbit hole you want to go, and others are just, you know, expensive in general. But the fact that you are getting a really nice hilt, a pretty much not full metal, but you know, a chassis that's still got a lot of metal components to make it up, that adds that weight value to it, is still very, very neat. But like I said, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below, and definitely stay around, or definitely stay tuned Wow, I'm already losing it, because I have more saber reviews here on the channel for you guys to enjoy. Until then, always remember, may the Force be with you.